We had sort of a deficit in a commanding officer sort of situation. And it was about, having different people come in to sort of shake up our world. It's fun for us to introduce new people. And that's sort of one of those situations where Linda and Nia were gone, so we had some wiggle room to bring in new people and just to see how, different people shake up our team. And I think it's good for the actors, it's good for us because we get to write new characters and it creates different dynamics than we've had in the past.
Admiral Kilbride.
I see you've upgraded your wardrobe to include trousers.
It's an interesting dynamic this year with this kind of revolving door of bosses that we've had, because no one can replace Hetty, right? So I think we're kind of, there's a sense that we're all kind of at sea, but there's also a sense of coming together because of that. Even though Kilbride comes in, Ochoa comes in, Rogers comes in, we know that we're so solid as a group, as kind of the six of us.
Is this team capable of continuing on without Henrietta Lang?
It has been a little strange not having Linda around as much as normal. I think for the characters, it's a little strange. They're used to having that guiding force of Hetty telling them what they can and can't do. They're always going to try and, do things the way they want to do them and accomplish things the way they think is the most efficient. But she's either holding them back or pushing them forward, and she's not here. So there's different authority figures that have come in on the scene, some that have rubbed us the right way and some that have rubbed us the wrong way. And we're all kind of, feeling that out throughout the season.
In this business, we all have to walk a moral tightrope. It's our job.
There's always going to be a chain of command. It's probably a lot easier for Sam, someone who's a former Navy SEAL and is used to dealing with the chain of command. He looks at the insignia and the rank, and I think for Sam, he's more used to it. That would probably be more of an issue for Callan. I think Sam is pretty used to having people above him and below him. Everybody has a different style.
Special Prosecutor Rogers.
What are you doing here?
It has come to the attention of those in Washington that this office requires some adult supervision.
All these characters have definitely added something to the show. You kind of needed somebody to fill in that authoritative position. And I think it's also the show just sort of experimenting to see what works, who gels within the conflict, which is what that character is. That character creates conflict of, you can't do that. No. They are essentially the obstacle that we have to overcome half the time when we're trying to solve a case. But they also have to gel with the team and have the chemistry with the team where it becomes kind of funny and kind of ridiculous at times, because this team is going to do what they have to do no matter what. We've established that over 10 years, and they're going to get the job done.
More coffee, sir.
You people call this coffee?
You don't like hazelnut?
I asked for coffee, not dessert. God, I hate California.
Gerald, we'd already established, and we love working with him. We'd have him on every episode if he was available.
I'm a fan of his work outside of this show. He has so much gravitas and such a perfect balance of a little bit of humor with the emotional side of it, and he gets along with all of us, so he's a wonderful, wonderful addition to this show.
I really, really enjoy working with Gerald McCraney as Kilbride. He is such a solid, trained actor. He makes it seem so effortless. It just feels like he could do this with his eyes closed. And he probably could. He's so experienced. But he really cares about the work, and he cares about the scene, and he cares about it making sense. And he is an actor who wants to communicate and talk about, what's happening next for these people and what just happened before. And I think that he also has this just sense of authority that is just running through his veins and is very easy to believe him to be this man.
Deputy Director Ochoa.
To what do we owe the pleasure?
I'm afraid there's nothing pleasurable about this visit, Miss Jones.
Then we have SI come in as Ochoa.
Ochoa seems to be a little bit more manipulative.
He carries weight. Guy's scary. And I think that was a different one because he almost came in as an ally. And I think that's a much more difficult transition to figure out, because at some point he has to turn into an obstacle, and I don't know, what that future looks like.
Nice tie. Is that Sarah?
Peter Jacobson as Rogers, and that was sort of a one-off that turned we had so much fun with Peter that we just brought him back because he was a fun addition, and he sort of does two things: is he brought sort of an authority figure, but also sort of a monkey wrench into our plan. So we've enjoyed having him.
Rogers is a bit more pesty, and just kind of bothersome.
You guys ever get any work done?
All the time.
We're actually pretty good at it.
We have a unique process.
He's so perfectly funny and needing to be taken seriously as a character, and just, it's hard to because he's just funny. He's got that deadpan humor. I don't know how to explain it. I love the guy. I give him a huge hug every time I see him. I'm so happy that he's here.
Rogers, he has, for this show, he has that ability to carry authority, but also he is comedically a genius. There's multiple times off camera, and I lose it, and I start laughing, and that doesn't happen to me.
Good luck out there.
Rogers has been a rip. I mean, his delivery is so fun to watch. He never does anything the same exact way, which I also really enjoy because it kind of keeps you on your toes and keeps it interesting. He'll just kind of like crack a little smile, and it's just, everybody kind of loses it because I don't know, it's just his innate delivery that only he could do.
I got caught up in the moment, for which I apologize.
And now you know how it feels.
John Rogers, Mr. Rogers, we love that guy. Peter is just such a cool dude, and everything he does is just hilarious. Every little take, every little side eye, every little smirk and smile. He's so kind of odd in the best of ways, and I'm really excited that the executive producers saw something in him in a role that was maybe supposed to be one episode max, and just kept bringing him back. They're like, this guy's the guy, this guy's the guy, and we adore him. So we're really excited to have Peter on, and we hope we get more Peter.
Eric, a little life lesson free of charge. It's not bragging if it's true.
Particularly having authority figures come in. Anybody that's going to try to judge us or control them, those characters, that's instant moments for the show, instant scenes, because, we're very autonomous in how we work. We're not used to having a bridle on. So it's fun to watch people try to do that with us.
Well, I tend to find that the best stories are the true ones.
Everybody answers to somebody. And I think that's just part of why these characters are so relatable. They aren't in charge, and they're not the boss. These guys, they're partners, they're team members, and they have bosses that they answer to. That's life.
We know we're kind of just marking time until Hetty comes back. And then when she does, kind of everything just falls back into place. It's just like the puzzle pieces just all get laid out, and we're suddenly like a beautiful picture again.
I'm glad you're back.
I am too.
There's something really lovely about that dynamic, even just as I'm saying it now. That having been said, all three of those actors who have come in have been extraordinary, like really fun to work with, really different kind of personalities, all great actors, no drama, and yet they really just bring their A game.